Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic and a miracle-esque puzzle that I'm faced with today. Look, I just get a 2 and a 5 in the grid, 2025. Sort of a year, 2025 is a year that's associated with Sudoku, isn't it? Because, of course, it's 45 squared. Anyway, I was about to digress and talk about Arthur Benjamin and ways of his method of squaring numbers ending with 5, but I won't do that. I will instead talk about this puzzle, which is by Kaktuslav. It's called Modular Zigzag, and Mark emailed it to me this morning and suggested that I have a go at it. I know that Mark is busy with the testers at the moment, trying to work out what puzzle we should be attempting this weekend. When we're appearing in a live episode of Cracking the Cryptic at the Stratford upon Avon Literary Festival, and I know many of you are going to be coming along to that, and we can't wait. I mean, it's so unusual for me to be allowed to meet real people, but it's a particular pleasure, and I loved doing it last year. So anyway, that's coming on Sunday, and Mark's been working with the testers to try and work out what puzzle we should attempt, and I think it's quite a difficult exercise because obviously the thing lasts for an hour, so if Mark presents icy fruit or something like that, that's not going to work. So anyway, this one apparently was on his shortlist, but has been supplanted by something else, and so this one is what I'm going to have a go at in today's video instead. And I found it on Logic Masters Germany, and it's got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty and a whopping high rating. So apparently it's rather brilliant, and I'm looking forward to having a go at it. I'll read you the rules. It's one of these path drawing puzzles. In fact, I think I did. In fact, that is an intro. I've just had a weird thought. I did a Kaktuslav puzzle on the channel a week or so ago that had a path drawing thing, and I learned something from the comments under that video, and I'm just wondering if they're going to be relevant for this solve. I'm not sure, but I have had a thought. Okay, I'm even more anxious to get started with the puzzle now. Anyway, I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. What can I tell you about for that? Well, firstly, thank you so much if you joined us last night for our latest Blueprints stream. Mark and I had a blast again. That mansion is something else altogether, isn't it? It is a bizarre place to spend time, but it's extremely challenging and a lot of fun. And to all those of you who watched last night, thank you so much. If you're interested in seeing how our progress is going, I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen to the VOD, and you can catch up there. And we'll obviously be returning to Blueprints in the short coming future. I'm not sure exactly when. Probably next Monday. Now over on Patreon, of course, this month we've had this wonderful competition running. So the Skunkworks created 68 puzzles, 68 5x5 puzzles. Loads of you, well, thousands of you attempted the puzzles, and over 1,000 of you finished all of them. We drew the name out of the hat. Anna was the winner, and I'm delighted to tell you that Anna has agreed to try and solve a puzzle with me. So that's great, and hopefully technology allowing, there will be a new collaboration solve video on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So Anna, I will be back in touch with you soon. Let's try and set that up, and we'll see how we go. And on the 1st of November, we've got a new Sudoku Hunt competition coming for you. That's going to feature 9x9 puzzles. So if you prefer your Sudokus in a larger or higher dimension, look out for that. And 4 p.m. UK time, of course, on the 1st of November is when that will launch. What else can I tell you about? Well, I've got a very good birthday to do today. Hazel, it's your birthday. And I know this because your best friend Lauren wrote to us. And described you as being a very good Sudoku solver, but also I know you've started your setting career, because if you watch Mark's video later on this evening, I think you might get a nice surprise, hopefully a nice birthday present from Cracking the Cryptic to you, Hazel. And I hope the chocolate cake today is, of course, splendid and very, very well iced. Now, that's all the news, I think. I have a feeling I've forgotten something, but I don't know what it is, so we might as well get started and have a look at the rules of Modular Zigzag by Kaktuslav. They are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Digits cannot repeat along the marked diagonal, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each along that diagonal there, sometimes called the positive diagonal, because mathematically if you were to plot it, y versus x, and then differentiate it, it would have a positive gradient, whereas this would have a negative gradient, so sometimes it's called the negative diagonal, but the positive diagonal in this puzzle has to contain no repeated digits. Every 2 by 2 square of cells must contain all possible remainders modulo 3, i.e. at least one digit from each of the sets 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8 and 3, 6, 9. Okay, so that is a strange old rule. So in this 2 by 2 here, there must be one digit from 1, 4, 7, one from 2, 5, 8 and one from 3, 6, 9. Now you might say, where are those numbers from? Let me talk a bit about those numbers. If you look at your number pad on your keypad, you'll see that the numbers 1, 4 and 7 are all in the first column. The numbers 2, 5 and 8 are in the second column, and the numbers 3, 6 and 9 are all in the third column. But 1, 4 and 7, why are they in a set together? Well, it's because if you divide any of the numbers 1, 4 or 7 by 3, you'll always get a remainder of 1. So divide 4 by 3, 3 goes into 4 once with a remainder of 1. If you divide 7 by 3, 3 goes into it twice with a remainder of 1. So 1, 4 and 7 all have a remainder of 1 when divided by 3. So they are one set of digits for this puzzle's purposes. 2, 5 and 8 all have a remainder of 2 when divided by 3. And 3, 6 and 9 all have a remainder of 0 when divided by 3. So in this little 2 by 2, in every 2 by 2 in fact, but let's look at this one for an example. If we had a colour, let's say that's 1, 4, 7. Let's say this one is 2, 5, 8. Let's have a different colour for that. Then we know one of these must be a 3, 6, 9 digit. Let's say that one. And then this one can be anything, it doesn't matter. Because we've sort of completed the rule for that 2 by 2. So that is that's a strange rule. But then we've got another rule, which is to say we have to draw a path starting in the top left corner cell and finishing in the bottom right corner cell. So we're drawing a path from here to here, visiting every 3 by 3 box at least once. In a single step, the path may only move east or southwest. This is the part of the rules that reminds me of that other Kaktuslav puzzle I did. I think in that puzzle I could move north though. So east or southwest. So from here, from here you'd have to go east, wouldn't you? Because if you go southwest, you go off the grid. So you go east, and then you could either go there or there for your next step. So probably I need to use the line tool today to draw it. So you could do, oh no, you couldn't do that. You could do that. Once you get there, you could go there or there. And then you could go there, there, there. And you could, oh, this is why it's called zigzag, modular zigzag, because you can make a lot of zigzag shapes. Now, okay, one more rule. Any 3 consecutive digits along the path must have 3 different remainders modulo 3. Okay, box borders divide the path into segments, and each segment is a renban, i.e. it must contain consecutive non-repeating integers in any order. Good grief. So let's just, I'm going to ignore the funny, oh, hang on, I've got to visit every box. Oh, this is a terrible, terrible effort I've made at this. So let's just move through. I'm just going to say, let's say it did that. which it almost certainly doesn't, but let's say it did do that. What does this rule mean? Firstly, every 3 cells along the path has to obey the 3 different remainders rule, but then the box borders have to divide each, so those 3 digits would be a consecutive set of digits. So if this was a 1, these digits would have to be 2 and 3, so that these 3 digits were a consecutive sequence. And then if this digit was a 9, these 3 digits would have to be 9, 7, they'd have to be 9, 8, 7, because they have to be consecutive. So that's a seriously interesting extra rule. And now I've sort of, now can I just delete this? Will that work? Yeah, oh, very good software. There we go. There are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just to start this part, well, this might not start it, but I want to make a point, which is that in the last Kaktuslav puzzle I did, which had a similar rule, except you could also move north, I think it was Kaktuslav himself who put a comment under the video saying that something that might have helped me to solve it more efficiently was that you can stripe a puzzle with a path rule like this by using the negative diagonals. Now, I don't know whether this will work here. So I'm just going to quickly bear with me while I stripe. I stripe away. So then you sort of return to the first colour. I thought this was fascinating because it's something I hadn't appreciated at all. And I don't know whether it's going to matter for this puzzle, but I'm going to just check as a first step. As well, as much as anything, because it's quite an interesting thing. So this would be blue. I'm probably doing this in the most ridiculous way. So forgive me for that. But okay, so now we go blue again. Presumably now we go pink. Now we go green. Now we go blue. Ah! Lost my army. And now we go pink. So what Kaktuslav noted in the last puzzle was where you have this sort of east and southwest. Yeah, this does matter. I don't know whether it's important for solving the puzzle. But we obviously start here, don't we? And then we go east or southwest. So we're going to go into a purple cell. Now, so what then happens is whichever way we go from purple, we end up in blue, don't we? So it doesn't matter whether we go there or there. We always end up in blue. And then once we've ended up in blue, again, whether we go east or southwest, we end up in green. Yeah, this was the thing I didn't appreciate in Kaktuslav's prior puzzle, which was it was a very hard puzzle. I think that was a 5-star out of 5. I think it took me 2 hours to solve it or something. But yeah, and it's sort of a consequence of the rule to do with how the path moves. For example, if the path could move southeast, it would certainly not be the case that you would have to... I mean, although with this puzzle, we're sort of told that we have to... We're told we have to have 3 different modulos. But because of the nature of the path moving rule, we always will. And then we end up there. Oh, is this just this might be totally irrelevant. I'm so sorry. Let me just think about this for a second. So what we're saying is that the path always goes from green to purple to blue. Whatever the path is that we're going to draw, we'll always do that. Green to purple to blue. But I don't know. So does that mean I'm just seeing that I've got green, I've got 2 and 5 as given digits in the green colour. Does that mean that green is always, will throughout the puzzle be 2, 5, 8? Or does it not? I suppose it depends, or I think it depends on whether the path visit, if the path visited this cell, for example, that would establish, then we would know that green, wherever it appeared on the path, was 2, 5, 8. But what if the path never goes through this cell? Is it possible that another colour is from the 2, 5, 8 modularity? I'm not sure I see why not. Okay, so I'm not sure this is relevant, to be honest. I think I might have misled. My brain has misled me. Earlier knowledge does not help me. Hang on, so how do we do this puzzle? Oh, we've got the renban rule. Yeah, but the renban rule, it's... Oh. Okay, you can't move southwest into the final cell, can you? Because that's in order to move southwest, we would have to be in a cell that was off the end of the grid. So we must move east into that. But then we could have moved there, or we could... no, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. Okay, sorry. There was another rule. Oh yeah, we have to visit every... Oh, we've got to visit every box. Oh my goodness, right. Okay, sorry. I mean, I've totally lost the plot, haven't I? I've totally lost the plot. That is not intelligent thinking. Right. Here is the point of this puzzle, which I've finally got to after 17 minutes. The path, that it has no possible way of ever going north. There's no way. It can only go east, which is horizontal. I mean, I'm going to say fatuous things now. It's going to go east, which is a horizontal movement, or southwest, which is a downward movement. So that means that what it can't do, for example, is drop. It can't do something like this. Because it could never get to box 3 now, could it? There would be no way. With eastwards and southwest movements, it can't get to box 3. So it must visit box 3 before it drops, before it reaches any of this level. It must go to box 3. So basically it's going to be going roughly east. Okay, that's an interesting point, but I don't think it's enough to make me understand the puzzle. So the path is going to stay high, and then what? What does it do? So it's going to go to box 3. How's it going to get to box 4? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. This puzzle is not what I thought it was going to be. It's going to have to go from box 1 over to box 3 somehow. But then, Maverick's about to fly over, it's going to have to go into box 4. And it can only go east, which isn't going to help with getting from box 3 to box 4, or southwest. I know it can do it quite easily, actually. Ah, all right. So what that tells us is, okay, we can't drop, actually. If we were to go downwards 2 cells before we get to box 3, that's not good. Because that would mean that we're visiting box 3 in one of these 3 positions for the first time. Now let's say we did that and immediately started to go southwest. That won't work, because even though we'll try very hard, we won't hit box 4, because southwest is not good enough. But I notice if we go from here, we would hit box 4. Oh, but hang on, I've got to be really careful, because I've got to go to box 6 as well. Hang on. I've got to go to box 6 and I've got to go to box 7. So I was thinking I was going to do this. But that's no good, is it? Because I haven't visited box 6. So maybe I have to just stay as high as I can. So if I stay high, that's as high as I could ever stay. No, this isn't. Is that? Oh, that's it. Right, that does work. That's lovely. It's a beautiful idea. Right. So it's not just a modular zigzag. It's basically as it's completely forced, I think, because we've got competing objectives. We've got to get to box 3. That's our first objective. Then we've got the challenge of getting into box 4, which is not an insignificant one, but is achievable. But this is the highest we could get to box 4. This is the highest row we could get to box 4 in, having achieved the task of getting into box 3. And then we've got a different question to ask, which is, how do we now get to box 6 and box 7? Now, box 6 we must visit before we go to box 7, because there's no northerly movement possible. So let's try and do it in the most efficient way without dropping at all. Because if I didn't do this, if I dropped even to here, you can see the diagonal movement would not ever allow me to visit box 7. But providing I get to this cell, exactly this cell as well, I can just pinch that cell of box 7 and run along the bottom. So that is literally the only way that the path can ever work. And all of the nonsense at the beginning was pretty irrelevant, I think. That's probably true. That's probably true. But yeah, this is literally the only path that will work. It's the only path that allows visiting box 3, getting to box 4, and getting to box 6 in a way that still allows you to get to box 7. Okay, and now somehow this is going to finish the puzzle, is it? So what should I do? Should I take out... Yeah, I probably should take out my colours that are not on the path. That's probably what I don't know if this is what I should do, but that feels like the right thing to do to me. So if I could take out all of those, because we've got to... we know, so for example, it's quite interesting. I mean, I can see that needs to be a green cell straight away, because that 2x2 doesn't have a green. Because remember, I mean, from the perspective of the modularity changes, my original shading was correct. We do have to, you know, we are sort of moving in that paradigm, aren't we, where every third cell is going to retain its colour, and those are going to be striped. But that cell's got to be green, because that 2x2 needs a green. But that section there has already got everything it needs, so we don't know what this one is. Although that one needs a blue. That one hasn't got a blue, so you can sort of see the stripe rearranging. That one needs a... Oh, don't tell me. Oh, for goodness, how does that work? Can you see what's going on along the top two rows? I'm sort of working backwards, and I'm finding I need to put a green in there, and now I need to put a blue in there. Oh, not a yellow, a blue. And now that one needs to have a pink in it. So that one needs to have a green in it. So I'm reinstating the stripes that I did at the beginning. But I can't do that. I can only do that where the zigzag has sort of works. Although, hang on. There must be 3 of each modularity in every Sudoku box, mustn't there? Because if we think of 147 as a set and 258 as a set and 369 as a set, each colour appears 3 times in the box. So this 3x3 box has 3 of each colour, and it hasn't had green 3 times, so I can put green in there. That 2x2 needs to have a pink in it, so we can put pink in there. And look, these stripes are re-emerging. That's got to have a blue in it. This is a weird. It's weird. That needs to have a blue in it. Now I've got 3 blues, 3 greens. That's got to be pink. This is so clever. This is now green. That needs to have a green in it. Oh, I hope everybody who's having a go at this themselves is seeing what I'm seeing and thinking this is just this is magnificent. I can just keep doing this. I could just keep doing it. Every 2x2 has to have 1 of each colour in it. Look, that's got to have a blue in it. It's not complicated, but the structure that I built at the start is re-emerging from this funny rule. That's got to have a green in it. That's got to have a pink in it. This has got to have a green in it. Look, I've got the negative diagonal as green as the original green stripe. That's got to be pink. That's got to have a pink. That's got to have a blue. That's got to have a blue. And now everyone's going to write in the comments about how this was totally obvious from the very beginning. And I don't get that yet. I mean, there might come a point in the video when I do understand it, but to me, this just feels like magic. I'm reinstating my original lines just by looking at 2x2s and trying to make sure they have 3 colours in them. That needs 3 colours. That needs 3 colours. That needs 3 colours. That needs 3 colours. That needs a blue. There we go. I've basically coloured the grid. That one needs a blue. That needs a pink. I mean, this is just keeping going, isn't it? I don't quite understand the underlying structure that's forcing this, but it just is forced. It's just forced. That needs a pink. This needs a green. I mean, that needs a green. I mean, it's almost silly. I am doing it logically, but obviously once we've established this pattern, I could have just restructured it myself, just painted them in without thinking. Okay, so we've now achieved 2 things. We've done the path. We've done the modularity. So these are green. So green, because 2 and 5 are in green. Everything is all right. Hang on. So let's just get rid of the 5s wherever we can using the given, and the 2 is going to get rid of 2s all over the place. And that's probably important, but I don't know why. And what else have we got? Oh, we've got the renban rule. Okay. I say okay like that's meant to do something, is it? What? How does this possibly solve? How do you ever get access to, like... Oh, this is blowing my mind. This is blowing my mind. What is going on? So somehow or other, this now solves uniquely. I do not understand that. That's weird. I'm sorry. What? How? Why? Why does it solve uniquely? Does the middle digit have to be... I mean, I know in a lot of sort of miracle Sudokus, the middle digit ends up being a 5. Why would that be the case? See, the problem with the stripy diagonals is that it's not like you can look at this cell and say, ah, that can't be 2 or 5. We knew that couldn't be 2 or 5 because that has to be pink, and that's a different modular set. I don't know whether it's the diagonal somehow. Ah, yeah, the central digit. Oh, the central digit is not 5, actually. I'm going to try colouring somehow, but I'm not sure I know where to start. I've noticed that digit has to appear on the positive diagonal somewhere, and it's not here and it's not here, so it's the same as this one, and therefore this is not a 5. So this is 2 or 8, and 5 is in. You see, that is interesting. That's bizarre. So what that means is that on the positive diagonal, 5 is in one of these two cells. I'll just give them a quick flash. Oh no, with a different colour. Let me try a better colour. Can you see the black flash? You see these two digits. One of those is a 5. Now that means this cell can't be a 5 and has to be an 8. And that's a 5. So the okay, so that's going to do something, is it? Yes, it is, because now that digit is not this one or this one, but must appear on the positive diagonal. So it is. So that one is 8. I mean, this is magnificent setting, and I'm acutely aware of the fact that I'm possibly not doing myself justice here. I am trying to do it I'm trying to do it sensibly, but it's weird. Okay. Why haven't I seem to have managed to limit almost all the cells to just... Oh, hang on, if that's 8, that's a 2. That's it, isn't it? Ah, okay. Sorry, I've just got interrupted. It's half term at the moment, and I was called away for an urgent game of donkey. So that's completely discombobulated me. I did win at donkey, but I'm probably now going to look like a bigger donkey than ever when trying to finish the puzzle. What was I doing? I was doing something with 2s and 5s and 8s, wasn't I? Right, what was that? Okay, where is... Yeah, okay, so we've established that green is 2, 5 and 8. And I can see that I can put 2 in this column, because these 2s look at those two cells. So that's a 2. So that's a 5. And that's going to be jolly important for the following reason. Right, brain, come on, think of a reason. We might as well make that yellow, mightn't we? We seem to have got yellows as 8s. So 8's in one of those two positions, one of these. 8 is Oh, I see. 8's always in the middle. This is bizarre. Look, I've got 5, 8, 2 diagonals going down. So if that's 8, so if that's 8, it would go 8, 2, 5. Yeah, it would go 8, 2, 5 again there. So there's some sort of weird pattern going on, which probably shouldn't surprise me, given what was going on earlier. How am I meant to do this? I'm meant to... Oh, I've got the renbans. I've not thought about those. It's probably what I have to think about, isn't it? Although, I'm tempted, I have to say, what about if I colour these two? If I colour the main diagonal, that's what I'm going to do first. So let's make that orange, and that one can be red. So that's definitely orange, that's definitely red. That's definitely red, so that's definitely orange. Oh no, sorry, I think that's just proving that 1 equals 1. I don't think that hasn't taken me out of that lattice around the middle, that sort of expanded Fistmafel ring, has it? What's going on then? Okay. An 8, that is a 3-cell renban sequence, so there must be a 7 in one of those cells, mustn't there? That seems reasonable. So this sequence here, this in the middle box, is either 6, 7, 8, or it's 7, 8, 9. But look at these 1-cell segments. They just do nothing. Oh, these are 1-cell segments as well. Ah, there's a 2 here, so that segment's got to have a 3 on it. That's either 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. So 3... The thing is, it's very unlikely 3 could ever have been on this 3-cell segment anyway. If that was a 5, I suppose it could have been 3, 4, 5. That is the only segment that has been removed from this section here. This can't be 3, 4, 5. So if this is 5, it's either 5, 6, 7 or 4, 5, 6. But if this is 8, then it would have to have a 7 on it. Yeah, that would force some things, actually. That really would force some things. 7, 7. Yeah, that would be very powerful. Well, or would it? No, maybe it wouldn't. Okay, here is the only thing I see as a result of that. If there is a 7 on one of those, now what I'm about to say might not be true, so forgive me if it's not true, but I think it's true. If there is a 7 here, then I think there's a 7 on that one, and that would fix this digit. Which is a bit interesting, isn't it? The reason I'm seeing that is that, I mean, let's say that blue was 7 down here. Well then, because we know one of those is 7, that would be 7. So the blue would be the 7 digit. So the blue would be from the 147 modularity. Now that means I've got to put blue 7 in this box, so it would go there. And then this would have to be an 8 to make that sequence work. And if pink, on the other hand, was 7, then this would be a pink 7, and that would be a 7. So I mean, the thing is, I don't think we know 7 is down here, but if 7 is down here, then that will bizarrely, it will sort out the greens for us, which would be a lovely thing to be sorted out, wouldn't it? However, however, I don't know what that means down here. We've also, by the way, got these 2 cell segments to worry about, haven't we? So they are either going to be 3, 4 or 6, 7. Because if you think about the digits 1 to 9, and you cross out 2, 5 and 8, actually maybe that's wrong. Hang on, I'm not sure now. Because I'm not sure what this one is. This is weird. These digits... Hang on, what's going on here? That is a 2-cell sequence, so it could be, it can't involve 1 or 9, can it? Maybe that's the point. Oh, this is really interesting. It's really interesting. It can't involve 1 or 9, because if it would involve 1 or 9, it would be a 1-2 pair or an 8-9 pair. They don't work. So it's got to be an internal sequence that sits between 2 5s and 8s somehow. So I want to say that's got to be 3, 4 or 6, 7. But I think I'm being slightly sullied by not thinking this through clearly. This doesn't have 3 on it. So let me think that through again. If this was 8, it would have 7 on it. And then this couldn't be 6, 7. So this would have to be 3, 4. But if this is 5, is the good grief, this is very confusing. But how could that be 4, 5, 6? Is that the point we're meant to get to? That's really rather lovely. Okay, that is true. I'm not sure what it does, but it is true. If this segment is 4, 5, 6, very precisely 4, 5, 6, the puzzle breaks. And the puzzle breaks because now if I envisage my sequence of 1 to 9, and I cross out 2, 5, 8, which have gone away, and 4 and 6, what is my 2-cell sequence that goes there? There's nothing left. There's no possible 2-cell sequence. So this is not. So now we know this is not 3, 4, 5, and it's not 4, 5, 6. So now doesn't this have to be 8? How is this 2 stars? What is going on? This is weird, but I mean it's absolutely beautiful, this logic. And it's so beautiful, I think I've missed the point. I've got a horrible feeling there might be a very simple way that I'm just meant to... I got interrupted, so I don't know. I could be just missing Sudoku here. Oh, I don't know. Okay, but the logic I've come up with, I think this is gorgeous. This sequence, I've worked out it can't be 3, 4, 5. I've worked out it can't be 4, 5, 6 for a much more complicated reason. Therefore, if this is a 5, this sequence is 5, 6, 7. So there's a 7 in there. If on the other hand this has always been 8, then this clearly is either 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. Again, it's got 7 on it. Now, what we've worked out earlier is that when you've got 7 in here and 7 in here, you can pinpoint them. So if blue is 7, that's got to be a blue. That's got to be a 7. If pink is 7, that's got to be... So 7 is always in one of those 2 cells, and that tells us that this is 8. So that's 8, that's 2, that's 5, that's 8, that's 5, that's 2, that's 8. So this is 8, 2, 5, 5, 2, 8, 5, 8. So this was 8 after all that. That's 2 and that's 8. So we're now done our 2 5s and 8s. Although I suspect Sudoku might have got them for us. Now. Okay, so now this 2-cell sequence, what is that? It can't involve 1s, it can't involve 9s, it can't be 6, 7, so that's 3, 4. And that's probably important somehow. So this sequence here, which does involve 8, is either 6, 7 or 7, 9. So 1 in box 8 is certainly vertical. 1 can't go on this renbanic sequence. Yeah, oh, nearly. That's so nearly cool. Where's 1 in box 2? I don't know is the answer, but I know it's not on that 2-cell sequence, so it's in one of those two, so it's in one of those two. Oh, this is so okay, so this sequence is either 6, 7 or 7, 9. So it's similar to this. We've got all these 6, 7, 9s floating around. Okay, but that... Oh, does that mean that's 3, 4? Yeah, that's got to be analogous. Yeah, so the logic here for these 2 cells, again, they can't involve 9, can they? They're a 2-cell sequence. They can't be 6, 7. So they've got to be 3, 4. And now I've got a 3, 4 pair here. Well, where is the blue 3, 4 digit? In this box, it's there. Where is the pink 3, 4 digit? It's there. So now the diagonal comes back in, does it? On the diagonal, I've got to place 1, 6, 7, 9. Oh, 7 is almost placed. Well, 1, 6, 7, 9 is what we're looking for. We know that's not 7, and this isn't 7. So 7 is definitely in one of those 2 cells. That's probably really important somehow. And, okay. What else do we know then? So we know that. I don't know what we know. We know something. I've almost used up everything. All my logic is almost gone now. Because so this is going to have 6 or 9 on it. That's going to be removed from here. So if this was 6, 9, this would be 1 or 4. I mean, goodness, this is still not easy. I don't think. I haven't looked at that segment, which is probably where I have to look next, but I've got to say, that doesn't feel like I can do very much with it, can I? I know it doesn't have... I mean, the only thing I know it's not now is 5, 6, 7, because I've got a 7 up here. So, this is either 4, 5, 6. It's got a 4 on it. I suppose that is true. There's a 4 in one of these, because it's either 4, 5, 6, or it's 3, 4, 5. So these digits are from 3, 4, or 4, 6. They definitely involve 4. Wow, I mean, and now I've used up everything. There's no point pencil marking those, is there? They are just 1-cell segments. Is it okay? Is there some way I can propagate these pink 3, 4s or the blue 3, 4s? Well, We do know one of them is or possibly both are on here. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, that's weird. Why can't I see that instantly? It's because I'm a muppet. I'm a muppet. I don't understand why I'm such a muppet, but I am. This is, I've got to say, this is a beautiful puzzle. I know I'm missing something about it because, but look, if 3-4, if pink 3-4 was here, which is where it could very well be, but it's not, because then by Sudoku, pink 3-4 would be here, because it has to be a pink digit. It's not a blue digit, is it? So that doesn't work. So that digit is not that digit, which means that digit in this box is that digit, which is the most bizarre thing ever. So it is 3. So that's 3, and that's 3. And this is a 4-6 pair. I mean, this feels completely absurd. But now blue is 4. This is good. Yeah, this is going to do it, isn't it? So that's 4, that's 3, that's 3, that's 4. Maverick's going to fly over, and I'm going to welcome him, because Maverick understands how brilliant this puzzle is. I'm sure Maverick does. Look, I'm just doing 3s now. I'm not doing anything clever. Right. So I have now discovered, because I know that there was a 4 on there, that is logical. That now must be here, because 4 is a blue digit. So 6, 9... just by modularity now, whoa, careful. We just need to, that's a 6. So let's use the diagonal. 6 can come out of all those cells. 9 can come out of this one, look. 9 is not a blue digit. Blue modularity is 147. So that's a 1. This is a 7. This column needs a 1. That makes this a 1, this a 1. Yeah, it's going now. It's once you get started with these modular puzzles, that you can sort of fill them in. Or this sort of shading of puzzle. So I think hopefully we're going to get there now. 1. So we know this is a 1 by modularity. What do we need in the top row? We need a 9. We haven't put 6 into this column, so that gets filled in. 3, 6, 9, therefore this is 6, this is 6, this is 9, this is 6, this is 9, this is 9. That one should be doable, shouldn't it? It's definitely not a 7 in that modularity. So we can do all of those. And we're left with 1s and 7s, so we can do... Oh, careful. Yeah, that's still correct. But it was a little bit rash. Oh, there we go. We finished. That's fantastic. That is a fantastic puzzle. I'm not sure how quickly I would have done that on stage. That was not straightforward. I think I got a bit... Well, did I though? I got a bit waylaid at the start by remembering Kaktuslav's own comments about these diagonals in a modular puzzle. But I'm not sure. I mean, it didn't help me greatly, and it did mislead me. But it was perfectly beautiful to see it sort of come to fruition once we'd understood where the zigzag went. And then it was, I tell you what was remarkable, that the thing finished once we got some 2 5s and 8s place. Is it correct? Oh, no, it's not. I've messed it up. Have I messed it up? Okay, I better just go back. It looks to me like a typo. It looks like I should have written 5 into row 3, column 6, by the looks of things, and I just didn't. I'm just going to go back and double check that I didn't use that for anything. I mean, that's just a typo, isn't it? So I wrote 8. How could I do that? I mean, that's completely absurd. There's an 8 looking at it. So you can see that doesn't affect anything, that digit. It only affects its own cell. everything else we'd done correctly. So, well, I say we've done correctly, but I can see if that becomes a 5. I don't think we're affecting any. Yeah, it's fine. There we go. That is a brilliant puzzle. Interesting that it's had 31 solves, actually, because for a 2-star rate, if that's so easy, it hasn't had many solves. It is brilliant. I will say that it is a brilliant puzzle, and I'm looking forward to the comments. I think that is genius setting, and I loved the way we could figure out how the line got filled. That was beautiful. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.